Hello everyone and welcome back to Krypton Research. Today we're going to be going over a new ICO. This one's called the XYO network. And before we begin, I just want to remind you guys that the information we provide in this video is our opinion and our opinion only, not financial or legal advice. It is not a solicitation to buy or sell or hold any cryptocurrency. We're merely expressing our opinions. ICOs involve a high degree of risk, and you should do your due diligence before investing. It is recommended that you consult with a professional before investing. We will not be liable for any losses. In addition, we want to let you know that we are being sponsored to make this video, but we will be giving an unbiased review and present the information we believe to be of utmost importance. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the XY Oracle Network, the proof of origin based cryptographic location network. So with the XYO network, developers gain the power to interact with the real world as if it were an API. So how are they going to do that? So it is the first crypto location network built for the world of tomorrow. So I'm going to take away first crypto location network. So they're going to be using proof of location, which it looks like. But let's go ahead and dig deeper into it. Basically, they're saying today's smart contracts are increasingly being used to execute contracts automatically, transparently, and trustlessly. This, in effect, means lawyers, middlemen, and escrows are unnecessary and may someday be obsolete. However, smart contracts have one key limitation. They rely, in most cases, on centralized data sources for data input. Additionally, there's often a limited offline application for them. The XYO network makes it possible for smart contracts to access the real world by using XYO's network's ecosystem of devices to determine if an object is at a specific XY coordinate. With this power, applications can be developed which execute transactions in the smart contract upon location confirmation. Interesting. So the one problem with smart contracts is that in most cases it relies on centralized data, and with this power, applications can be developed which execute transactions in the smart contract upon the location confirmation. So they're going to be having the proper location confirmation to have a transaction, and that's going to solve that problem. So the current blockchain technology leverages its own powerful properties such as timestamping and decentralization and combines them with devices that are hard to track. The weaknesses of smart contract centers around obstacles that use a single source of truth, and crypto location systems face the same problem. The vulnerability in current crypto location technologies revolves around the devices that report back an object's location. In smart contracts, the data source is an oracle. Basically that they're proposing that the most important advancement necessary for bridging the present to the future rests on the world's ability to trust machines. This trust is best achieved through innovations in blockchain technology and must be made available through the creation of a crypto location oracle network that is resistant to attack and achieves unprecedented accuracy and certainty within the given restraints of the system. So their network is going to be able to pinpoint things given an XY coordinate of its location, and that cannot be taken down, and is going to do it with unprecedented accuracy. So there's nothing like that out in the market, and XYO is going to be one of the they're going to be the first proof of location cryptocurrency out there. So it's obviously it's going to be decentralized. It runs on a completely transparent and autonomous system, and it's open source, so anyone can work on it. It is also trustless. It eliminates the need for trust by making all the transactions transparent, decentralized, and secure. So and also it is identityless. It is anonymous. So those three major components of most cryptocurrencies, but one major thing is that sets it apart from many cryptocurrencies is that it is anonymous, and the data is stored anonymously. So let's keep on moving on. So they're asking, what if the blockchain technology could be bridged to the real world? So progress has begun in the physical realm with the introduction of offline-focused cryptographic platforms that concentrate on specific use cases, such as the intersection of blockchain and the Internet of Things. In addition, there's also efforts being made to develop protocols that concentrate on the intersection of location and blockchain, which are being labeled proof of location. These platforms and protocols are useful components that serve as a spoke in the wheel of the XYO network. However, we still find the majority of blockchain technologies confined primarily into the narrow scope of the internet. So they are going to be bringing location network. So they have been building a location network in order to make the physical world programmable and access to developers, which has not been done before. In brief, XY has been working towards the concept of enabling developers with the power to interact with the real world as if it were an API. So they're going to be basically digitizing the real world, so developers can use that in whatever they're developing. Whatever projects they're working on, they can incorporate that sort of stuff, which is really awesome. It's revolutionary, some revolutionary technology that has not been introduced yet. So the XYO network is designed to be an abstraction that can interact with any smart contract capable public blockchain like Ethereum, Bitcoin and RSK, EOS, Neo, Stellar, Cardano, and many others. To interact with the XYO network, users on Ethereum, for instance, can issue queries to our XYO smart contract and pay in XYO tokens. The nodes in our own XYO blockchain, called diviners, would be consistently polling Ethereum for these queries and will be rewarded the native currency of our own XYO main chain, which are also called XYO tokens. In the future, we'll be doing one-to-one conversion from holders with our ERC token into our blockchain's native currency in order to provide our platforms with transaction fees that support micropayment requirements necessary for the scalable Internet of Things use cases. So they're also solving the scalability issue by having their own token within their platform, which is native to that blockchain, so they can scale for large projects. And however many people want to use it, they have enough scale, so the scalability won't be an issue. So how do they do it? So the proof of origin system is key to verifying that ledgers flowing into the XYO network are valid and relies on the concept of a bound witness. A unique ID for source of data is not practical since it can be forged. A private key signing is not practical since most parts of the XYO network are difficult or impossible to physically secure. Thus, the potential for a bad actor to steal a private key is too feasible. To solve this, the XYO network uses transient key chaining. The benefit of this is that it is impossible to falsify the chain of origin for data. We determine the certainty that an Oracle witness node in a trustless system gathers the data that is sharing by calculating an origin chain score. So this is their formula for that origin chain score, which basically this system is going to be much more secure than the traditional you have an address and you have a private key. So this is going to be much more safe, and obviously it's impossible to falsify the chain of the origin of the data. So it's going to be much more secure. In addition, the bound witness is a concept which allows origin chains to be built for use in determining proof of origin. It is achieved by the existence of a bidirectional heuristic, given that an untrusted source of data used to resolve a digital contract, the Oracle, is not useful. We can sustainably increase the certainty of the data provided by first establishing the existence of a bidirectional proof of location. So yada yada yada. This allows for zero knowledge proof that two nodes were in proximity to each other. All nodes, sentinels, bridges, archivists, and diviners are considered witnesses. This allows for any data that is relayed from one node to the next to be bound. So this is how they're going to implement everything that they want to do. So the components of the XYO network. First is sentinels. Sentinels gather location data to be given to the bridges, and the bridges are they take location data from sentinels and pass them on to archivists. So the sentinel data is get location, the bridges then send to the bridges, and the bridges send that data to the archivists. And the archivists take the location from bridges and store them for diviners. And the diviners take queries and fetch answers from the archivists. So it's that's like the smart contract setup that they have going on. 4 components should be obviously working together. And once it's done with the diviners, it'll go into the smart contract. So that's like the process for this, and it's never ending. As long as there's people using their platforms. So from straightforward to the complex, the XYO's network usage has vast applications that span a multitude of industries. For example, take an e-commerce company. Basically, let's say you have Amazon and they want to send a package. They can use the XYO network, and they can it would be able to track the location of the package every single step, and they would get exact locations for the package, and from the warehouse to the shipping carrier all the way to the website, and every location in between. So this will enable e-commerce retailers and websites to verify in a trustless way that not only the package appeared on the customer's doorstep, but also safely inside their home. Once the package is confirmed in the customer's home, the shipment is considered complete and the payment to the vendor gets released. So there's not going to be, this is going to solve the problem of people scamming in the e-commerce world. Let's say you order a product and that product doesn't come to you, but they already paid you and you already paid and they already charge you for it, and you're kind of out of luck there. So in addition, this is also applicable to hospitals, and let's say you have the hospital, like pharmaceuticals, and you can do the same thing as you would in e-commerce. In the rental car agencies, where you can track the location of your car at every single moment, make sure that no one's running away. Let's say they go over their time for renting the car, you can track exactly where it is and go and take care of the business, get the car back. And with anything from drone delivery system, autonomous driving cars, everything that has to do with location, the XYO network can be implemented in it. So here's a problem that they're going to address, the crypto economics. So when it comes to the modern crypto economics, many coins have become more useless than the assets they were seeking to displace, fiat currencies. Most cryptocurrencies today focus almost exclusively on incentivized systems that reward miners. They do not focus on building incentives for the token users. Over time, this imbalance creates an undesirable ecosystem for every participant involved: miners, token holders, tertiary entities who build upon its platform. So in any healthy economic system, there's a balanced ratio of liquidity. In the case of Bitcoin and even Ethereum, very small minority of mining pools control the majority of the ecosystem. This creates a problem each token system aims to solve, which is centralization. The XYO network believes that the value of a token should remain in direct proportion to its utility, which to some degree relies on the number of transactions it participates in, which would be a proper conclusion that they come to. So their solution is a crypto location mining pool. There are XYO miners, like the Sentinels, Bridges, Archivists, Diviners, who take part in answering queries to the XYO network. In this pool, if a majority of XYO miners are low quality, the entire pool of XYO miners can vote to set the location verification bar low. However, as soon as more competitive machines are introduced to the pool, the system votes to increase its ideal state for the system. Thus, instead of relying on computing technology for a few centralized mining pools with access to it, with the most access to the most powerful resources, the progression of the XYO mining system stays in direct proportion to the advancements in computing technology of the world. This is one of the many ways the XYO network addresses implementation shortcomings and proposes solutions that recalibrates crypto economic dynamics and revolutionizes blockchain cryptocurrency technology. So how are they going to fix it? They will be using XYO tokens to incentivize the desired behavior of providing accurate, reliable location heuristics. XYO tokens can be thought of as gas needed to interface with the real world in order to verify the XY coordinate of a specific object. The process works like this. A token holder first queries the XYO network with a query: where's my e-commerce order package with XYO address blah blah blah. The query then gets sent to a queue, where it waits to be processed and answered. A user can set their desired confidence level and XYO gas price at every query creation. The cost of a query in XYO tokens is determined by the amount of data required to provide an answer. The more data needed, the more expensive the query and higher the gas price. Queries to the XYO network have a potential to be very large and expensive. For instance, a trucking and logistics company could query the XYO network to ask what is the location of every single car in our fleet, and that would mean that they would have to pay a larger gas price. So once the XYO token holder queries the XYO network and pays the requested gas, all diviners working on the task call out to the relevant archivist to retrieve the pertinent data needed to answer the query. The data is returned, and the data returned is derived from the bridges who originally gathered the data from the sentinels. Sentinels are the devices or signals that verify the location of the objects. These include entries such as Bluetooth trackers, GPS trackers, geolocation tracking built into Internet of Things devices, satellite tracking technology, QR code scanners, or RFID scanning, and many others. Let's keep on moving on. So basically, that's what the XY network is going to do. They're going to be they're basically going to be bringing the real-world location services to every sort of industry, anything from e-commerce to tracking your packages within a warehouse, or tracking anything that has to do with tracking mainly, and that has a huge number of applications in the modern day world. And like I said, it is open source, and they will be building it. They will be having an API that other, let's say you have an idea, you can use their platform, and the XYO tokens, think of it as gas for using their platforms. So you can implement it into other technologies if you have any other ideas. So their token sale, it starts on March 20th. It is currently going on, and it ends May 20th. So you still have over a month to participate on this. And basically, the one XYO token is 0.00001 ETH, or 1 ETH gets you 100,000 XYO tokens. So max it out at. So the public token sale has tiered pricing structure, which starts at 100,000 XYO per ETH and ends at 33,000 XYO per 1 ETH. So we're going to want to get in now to check out the prices. You'll be getting definitely more than 33,333 XYO. So get in while you can if you are interested in this project. A disclaimer that they have is that all unsold and unallocated tokens will be burned after the token sale event. For every token sold to the public, 1 token will be generated for the XY Findables company. 3.2 billions will be pre-generated for the company and the team. So they are so XY tokens do not represent equity. They're just utility tokens for the XY network. Token specifications, basically it's they're using an Ethereum platform. It's an ERC20 token. These are token address. Their token cap is 48 million, and like I said, they will be burning all the unsold tokens after the generation event. So how will they be distributing the tokens? Basically, 15% is going to the XY Oracle network platform operations, 35% to engineering and research and development, 5% for overhead costs, 5% for supporting important Ethereum platform projects that want to use their platform, and 40% is going to the network growth, marketing, strategic partnerships. So they already have the platform built, and now it's just a matter of getting people to know it and start to use it. So that's where they're going to be allocating most of their money. So their team is located in downtown San Diego, California, and Ari Taruv solely founded XY Findables in 2012, and Scott and Marcus joined as co-founders of the blockchain initiative in 2017 to assist building the XY network. It'll be built upon an existing infrastructure of 1 million devices that have been built and distributed throughout the world via our consumer-facing business, XY Findables. So they already have 1 million locations around the world, and they're going to be expanding that so they can reach more places and have even better accuracy. But just in 6 years, XY has created one of the largest consumer Bluetooth and GPS networks in the world. So they're already a leader in this space, and they're just going to be utilizing the blockchain to make it even larger. Here's their team, and let's go ahead and look at their roadmap. So let's go ahead and start with 2017. In 2017, they released a groundbreaking GPS tracking device, the XY GPS, and then they released the XY4 Plus GPS device, which makes it capable for operating as an XYO node via the firmware software. XY crosses the $1 million beacon benchmark, and the XY blockchain-based Oracle network is born. And in 18, 2018 quarter 1 and quarter 2. Quarter 1, they're going to be XY mints the first XYO token, so they're going to be doing the token sale and whatnot. And quarter 2, also they're going to complete the XYO on a test network. So basically, they will complete the development of the XY Oracle testnet and begin rolling out its location-focused blockchain protocol to its Sentinel devices. Continuing on, 2018 quarter 1, quarter 2, they're going to launch the XY Oracle main network. XY to complete an API for smart contract developers, also here soon, and also XY to release XY sticker based beacon trackers, which can be added to e-commerce packages. So it's XY stick, which that's a product. So you stick it on, and it's going to be able to compete with products like you have Wabi, you have VeChain that are trying to do the similar things, but this is going to be using the location-based proof of location. 2019, they're going to be growing the global network of diversified location Sentinel devices. In 2019, also, they're going to launch the Satoshi XY and Vitalik XY Leo satellite. So they're going to be launching satellites in space, which is awesome. And stakes will be sold in XYO Network's low Earth orbit satellites. Stakes represent the ownership in the price, in the piece of XYO token rewards. So that's pretty awesome. And also XY to onboard larger businesses, organizations, and retail companies that have use cases for location verifier. And in 2020, they're going to expand the global reach of the entire XYO network. From there, it's just growth. So that's all we have for XYO. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. We'll be providing information to their website and all that sort of stuff in the description below. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and see you on our next video. Have a good day.